Alright, since it's on my mind, this is also for documentation, because I've had a severe parasite infection, and I've only learned that what it was parasites in May, in the beginning of May 2024, and I only learned this by just sheer luck. I really don't know my logic at the time, but I went on Amazon and I got a parasite herbal complex. I'll just show the brand and shit, don't matter. This was the bottle, and ever since May I've took that bottle, that brand, three of them a day. That's been like the core. That's one thing I've never stopped taking, even though the bottle says to give it breaks, but I don't think most people have the same kind of parasite infection as me, so I did not follow the instruction. And for probably the first 2 months, I think I only took that because I was really scared to add any supplement. I have a very bad experience with supplements. And now I know it's because of the parasite. So I guess if you're killing it with the right thing, you can take other stuff and it's fine. So and then I slowly started adding stuff, but now I'm taking a lot of things. So I'm not gonna show because I don't really want to edit this video and it looks like a mess and I could get in trouble. I'm just gonna highlight. So I've gotten all kind of nasal sprays, because this probiotic oregano spray, and all of them have like all kind of herbs. Some of them overlap the herbs, but this one I haven't tried. It's NAD+, but it's a nasal spray. Chico, shut up. Let's see how I added things. So my logic at adding things was pretty slow. Cause like I said, I was just taking the herb, and then I think I added just very basic vitamin, maybe like a vitamin C or something. I do take this vitamin C. I think I might have added glutathione in the beginning, and when I did, it was a lipozymal one that was like a little drink packet, so it was tasty. It was 750 milligrams, I remember, because take up to 1,000 safe, maybe more for extreme detox. I don't know, but I did a little bit more than that because I was taking other glutathione. I take this glutathione, but I added this way later. I added the 750 milligram dose for a good while, maybe a month. And then I what else did I? Oh, the nasal sprays and stuff. I started off with, I didn't even really think about it, and then I just went crazy and got all kind of different ones. And at first I just got the propolis, bee propolis kind. I don't have it in front of me. It's by my bed. Because I thought that might be like the safest ingredient. But once I realized it's like anything goes in the nose. Because you can put tea tree and eucalyptus, and those aren't like herbs you ingest, like taking pill form. But you can throw them up your nose, I guess. And all kind of essential oil, which is typically like harsh to take and consume. But I actually take essential oil too, because I learned that parasites, I guess, also die in that form, from them in that form. I don't know what scientific study believe, because I think that there's barely any truth to any of them, but there is some truth to them, so you almost have no choice. But yeah, so I do base based on my understanding on the studies, but also mostly it just points me to what to try myself and then kind of know how it affects things. But when I added in the glutathione and the few basic things I did to support with the killing, it definitely, I think like I would probably, if it was going to cure me, because I'm not 100% yet, it just would take a lot longer for it to actually work, and I would have to have just a very balanced diet to ensure that over enough time I'm getting all the right things that my body actually needs that I'm just not aware of. I'm just trying to figure out and guess and speed it along. But and by me thinking that, it's because when I added, I think it was a glutathione, vitamin C, because vitamin C I added a regular dose and then I slowly increased to like 7 to 10,000, and then I brought that dose back down to maybe like 3,000 to 5,000 a day, so 5 milligrams, which is way more than average. Average I think is like 100 milligrams, so it's like. But I read that high dose of vitamin C is kind of controversial, and also like people think it's a miracle cure, but they take like intravenously. Like the minimum they will take in that case is 25,000 milligrams or 25 grams, but upwards of like, I think that's the minimum. I've not even come close, so I don't remember what the max is. The salves I like is actually, this is the one I feel like, actually, you know, what's funny is each one has like an effect for the first few days if they are to work, and then they don't really have an effect anymore. So I buy a lot of different ones, and then when I find one that has an effect, I buy it again, and that's what I did with this one that I'm kind of continuing to make sure I use every day. It's hard to remember which, because also I don't just use that one, because with the skin I feel like I can't overdo it, or if I can, it's probably way harder for me to accidentally do that. Like the only thing with the skin I really worry about are these drawing cells that have pine in it, because the programming. But like I just don't know if like any herb has something it does to the body that then counteracts a benefit, creating a negative benefit of a different herb that I'm also taking, and cause in some bad effect. But the thing to keep in mind, all these things I learned, which is actually like a grace of God, which I should start the video off with this kind of message, because it is probably that important to know, and it makes me feel that much more like free in terms of my future, because it's going to be so long. I'm like 36, so you know, I think people around age, you know, mid 40s, and after that it's only downhill. But that's where, you know, like any day you could get slapped with, you know, some reality that life's just not the same thereafter. But I don't think that's even true ever. You know, I think everyone can go to 100 years old, and if that is not the case, it's because you know, they failed themselves. Like, because that's what it comes down to. Like, no one's gonna help you, and not in this world at least. So I'm not even gonna go into that. But yeah, so and the thing is, the way you can help yourself is by just knowing that parasites are probably the first thing you should try if you haven't tried it, and assume you have them, because you will never find them in a test. And the reason I say this, because I'm a normal American eat normal food for growing up, at least until this all started when I was 21. Very ignorant to all health related things, even up to the point of me thinking I knew things. Even to now, I really am afraid of what I'm yet to uncover. But I feel like I've just gone through so much. Like, you'll never know, like, health and what's best for everyone. Ultimately, being a doctor is kind of like the same question as, like, what's our purpose in the universe, or what was before God. Like, these things, like, are never going to be answered. So, and people think that there are answers for issues today, when, like, if you were to pin somebody down and they were to think through different made up scenarios of people they know and stuff like that, the scary ones, like, no, it's just pandemics and viruses is what people know. And then the things that take people out are, genetic things, unescapable, or whatever. But anyway, and then they get old, and then they just get dependent on drugs, and then leads to hospice, and it's just a peaceful out and get pumped full of dopamine. I guess it's not too bad, and people were content with it, and probably I would have been too if my symptom wasn't pain, but that was my symptom, so I couldn't deal with that, and I sought answers, and this is ultimately where I am after so long, since 2010. So I'm not gonna focus much on that journey or how I came to know what I do and why I have the conviction I do, because I try not to sound like I know everything, but also I cannot put up with lies. And so it's a really hard balance when it comes to anything health related. But this is only just for probably, I think, myself at its core. And if it helps anyone, great. And if they want to talk, great, because my opinions, by the time you might, talk to me, are probably going to change, because I'm always learning until, I've figured this out. And I think if I figured this out, there isn't maybe anything I couldn't, but who knows? Everyone's different, they say. Anyway, back to my this is probably a really good video. I'm gonna have to make sure I'm not gonna edit this because I'm too lazy unless AI does it for me. But anyway, back to my review. So we got vitamin C, glutathione, and then, like, the basic stuff. And magnesium. I think I was taking magnesium almost the whole time. And my philosophy is to never put all eggs in one basket. So when, like, I don't know if that even is also going to help, like, these general terms, and then me telling you more specifics. Because I even caution myself, given, specific information, put it in it and out there, because, like, just, people just think that's exactly what to do. I mean, there's logic behind everything. So I changed my plan daily, and some, like, I can't even remember myself all the ways I change it. I don't have time to document any of this. This is, like, the best I've ever done. So anyway, is never put all your eggs in one basket. So magnesium, I get the complex. The one I started with, malate, glycinate, citrate. They say glycinate is the best. I even get that pure. And I sprinkle this powder just throughout the day sometimes, if I think about it. I feel like magnesium, glycinate at least, and citrate, at least those two forms, I'm more confident. Like, these, nothing I know for sure, but I'm more confident that it's hard to take too much of those. Maybe they're water soluble or something. But yeah, so, and also they're good for all kind of reasons, and most people are deficient, which is also key to know things when it comes to self-treating, is like, what are most common deficiencies they say are out there, which I learned that even, vitamins and stuff, like, these are just made up definitions. What is different in, between vitamin, bacteria, cells, like, down to that scale of, the universe. I think we've done a lot of just guessing and bucketing into ways that make sense in our scale, and I don't know if it actually applies. So a lot of the things that I actually think I know and how I explain them probably even contradict my own logic, because I don't necessarily believe in all the things. So because for example, I read vitamin A doesn't even exist, and it's like a freaking organism that actually is killing you. And the benefit it does have is some way pathogenic effect that organism has on negative things that also have a negative effect on your bodies. But if that makes sense. But anyway, the point was, it's like, holy shit, I thought, this was like crystal clear, this science of vitamins. It's like, what even is it? What does it look like? Is it like not a periodic table of elements? I guess not. Then what is it? I don't know. When it comes to that level of explanation and articulating, I'm not ever going to be able to get to that, and I don't even think there's real value in it, because I just feel like it's memorizing things that are just invented realities in themselves. If that does help me in any way, it's just for just the memorization of things elsewhere. Does that help, you for other things at all? I guess maybe expands your ability to critical think. But as far as being accurate in reality, maybe there's some ways it can help, guess better, but it's probably not backed by actual reality and God's research that he used making the universe, which is all that matters. So, and you learn that by trying what's available and remembering it as best you can. Yes, it's said. Oh, so to keep it simple, the core is actually, so what, in the core, what is actually in this? And so, what's funny is, before I learned of parasites, I probably took every other herb except for the three that kill them best, which is wormwood, black walnut, and clove. And apparently clove is best at killing eggs, and the others are not the eggs. So you gotta take them all. So even if you are killing parasites, you don't want to just take wormwood or just one herb. You always at least want to take those three, and then from there, just trial and error. And you can even get crazy with the dosing. I think I read this tweet, and it's kind of stuck in my mind. Is between 200 and 300 milligrams, which it just seems like, I've just been looking at labels so much. When in doubt, if you're ever over a gram on an herb, I don't know what I define as herb. Herb is something more specific. Even oregano, I would classify a gram, and also a gram is a teaspoon. So as long as you're never over a teaspoon, you're probably not going to be doing anything you can't come back from if you don't go beyond one day and making sure you monitor the effect. If you try a new herb and try freaking half of a cup full of the powder or something, I can promise nothing. You might freaking die. I don't know. And I've done some stuff that I'm not going to mention in this video, because then I'd have to probably, it probably would get censored. But anyway, so magnesium, the three kinds I've since now switched to, because I'm a fan of the complexes. Is this drinkable kind? Because I like to mix up the forms. Even I get sick of just taking a pill and water. Like, I got gummies now, and honestly, I've kind of come in and out of like being so religious on a strict diet around anti whatever it is. The only one that I kind of stay firm being I guess anti on is wheat or gluten. I just feel like I just know those foods, if eaten in high volume, make me feel bad. And also even like dried fruits and stuff, if I get that, it's just by accident, but not. Milk I try to also not eat, but I have been. I was just thinking about my coffee. Yeah, so also, it's probably important to note, because everyone says you cannot heal doing certain things, which I think are probably true to varying degrees. Like, you can't eat McDonald's every day and in high volume and do all kind of stuff and probably expect whatever, someone recommends, if they're not also eating McDonald's every day in high volume, getting the benefit that you're seeking advice on. If your goal is to get fat and die from a heart attack, then yeah, find the guy that's going to McDonald's and figuring out the strategy to do that. There's a documentary about that. Like, if that was, someone has a goal of curing a autoimmune disorder they find someone with also that symptom who's gone down some path and seen benefit outside of what is easily known, because then anyone can just go to the doctor and say, make me better. But obviously, like, that's just, I wish that were our world. That's God's world. So yeah, and for some reason, what's funny, I was very slow to start back up probiotics. And I used to be like not fearful of probiotics at all. Like, those I would take like, I think I might have taken like 3 trillion of an actual probiotic. And I've taken like 3 times the amount of multiple kinds, multiple brands, like the soil, the Saccharomyces boulardii or yeast kind, and the normal kind, lacto and bifida. So I never really felt any positive or negative, but I have realized that while I guess I'll just I think just while taking the key 3, wormwood, clove, and black walnut, everything changes. So I don't know what that science could be best described as. I guess for me, it's just like, because I don't like to use that as like simple rule. It's like, it's to heal any issue. As long as you're taking those 3 in whatever you're doing of around 200 and 300 milligrams of each, you'll be good. Like, you just add in, from there, but probably don't start, crazy. Maybe some vitamins and basic stuff, and then add in all the other stuff, one thing at a time, or a couple things, depending on what it is. All right, well, I don't know how, like, I think that's probably good enough to explain, like, how I just add in things slowly. And now I'm just going to do a full review of my current day, and then I'm going to close this video because it's getting long. But, all right, so I wake up, I take the herb complex first thing because it's 3 a day. And I like to give things time apart from each other. Even if it's like 5 minutes. I don't know, it just seems to be better. Like, I don't want to take 16 different things within the same thing. So then I go and get a coffee, and the coffee is like a laxative. So I drink up to like 2 to 3 a day coffees. I also the first thing I put the black seed oil on my chest, around my liver and back. I actually have pain here even. So, but I also read that that's where you do it. And then I also experiment with other areas of the black seed, like back of my neck and stuff. But typically every day. And I do that like 2 or 3 times, maybe even more, but at least that. And then I come back, I take the first half, so like between 400 and 500 milligrams of glutathione plus NAC and some other stuff. NAC, and then in the mornings I have been taking this. It's sulforaphane, but I guess it's like the active ingredient from broccoli sprout, and it seems like you can do no wrong. It's like, you know, are you unhealthy by eating broccoli every day? Like, I feel like, you know, like you said, you can do no wrong on this one. But then again, I am completely in uncharted waters with this one. This is just one I just felt like, you know, taking another supplement because I am a bit of an... but like, also this one I got because the company... I got this oil from, it's called Gamma, which I'll show you. It's got essential oil. I just felt like it was different, and all the products from this company is called BioPure seem to have wormwood in them, or in clove, but at least wormwood, and I never seen that because I whenever I look at any supplement, herb or whatever, I always look at what's in it, no matter what it is, especially if it's a herbal complex, like how much of each and all that sort of stuff. Like, especially in the complex, unless it's just low enough amounts, it's not a concern. I definitely want to know how much of each. Like if it's like 90% one thing and there's 16 things, like, yeah, you want to know what that one thing is, because you're pretty much taking that, and if you know. If it's not safe in higher amounts, you should know that. So, yeah, so the broccoli sprout was a product of theirs, and they seem to only focus on parasite stuff, so I figured, you know, can't hurt, and maybe it supports in some way I haven't figured out yet, in a way that even science hasn't. So I'm taking that right now. Just perfect because it's spaced out. Okay. I also start off pretty early taking milk thistle type thing, but I like thorn because trust their process of making supplements. Could have changed since I looked into it, which was a super long time ago. But I don't know, habit. But I guess it's not milk thistle, it's Silifis, which I never heard of. I had to Google it, and I guess it's like the more pure form, more absorbable. Who knows? Thorn seems to always figure those things out. You could also take just normal milk thistle. I'm getting that somehow in small amounts, but not any normal dose, because it's in some of the powder, I think. Let's see what else I have here. These I used to take, but They're probably good. They're just basic vitamins. Here's another spray. This is eucalyptus and tea tree. I can tell you off the top of my head. This one is a probiotic I got because I looked up AI, which species best killing parasites, and it said it's going Rhamnus, Lactobacillus rhamnus, RHAM, the one that's Rhamnus, RHAM. You can look it up. But yeah, that's best at killing parasites. And then I think acidophilus, but also like a lot of the common ones are. But I did see that this Rhamnus one, I thought it was common, but it wasn't actually in some of the popular probiotics and even ones I have a history of taking myself. Because like I said, I was slow to add this probiotic back in, but when I added them back in, I actually added them one at a time over 3 days. I increased to full dose, and I definitely noticed a positive change, if not, and a different weird type of die off. I don't know. All these things are different or hard to explain, but all things only feel the way they do while taking the key 3. I don't know why that seems to be a rule, but it is. So none of this applies unless you find that the key 3 works for you. Maybe it's a different key core group of herbs, because I think I can now include in that that group of herbs something AI taught me about, which I think maybe there's a conspiracy to keep this information from the sheep. Who knows? I can't prove a lot of the things that I say. And the weird thing about this herb, and I'll say all the different names I know because there's that many names of it, is yeah, all the names and forms and stuff. So I've experimented with a lot because I just think it actually is working. So I want to make sure I get the best benefit from it. And because I don't know if like natural is gonna be 100%. I hope it is, because I don't really want to have to worry about taking a crazy amount of pharmaceutical. But so this is a tincture. I just got it. I haven't tried it yet. It's Bonducula. I never heard of this herb. It's called Cephalonia Bonduc. Bonducula, I was seeing it called. Let's see what this is also supposed to be the same thing, but I've noticed I have 2 powders and the powders are different color. This one says Sagorta powder. So like it's really weird. They all seem to be related somehow. All these different Latin names that, you know, they only exist for naming these herbs, so you would never come across them. Like I don't know which one is the one that was studied or that's gonna help or anti-parasitic, but I think that this one is definitely, you know, I can now group in kind of almost like equal to wormwood in terms of its benefit, which I rank wormwood as the top. And also the thing about wormwood, it seems like it's just demonized as being like this potent, harsh, like oregano to me is that, or maybe black seed oil even. I don't know. I'm scared of black seed oil other than using it externally. I've taken it internally a long time ago. I've never done it since. I never probably will. I just see no need for it. But externally, like on scan and stuff, I will. But nothing with it. Like in a gummy, no way. If a gummy even includes a little bit of black seed, I will make sure I know that. And if I would probably, you know, panic myself into some, you know, if there is a placebo from black seed oil. Black seed oil, neem too. I won't take a supplement that has neem in it. It's too potent of her. I don't know if it's which of it is, because I might have this opinion because I took both of them around the same time. So I don't know if it's one or the other, but either way, I don't think I need either of them ever again in my life. So I can do without them. But yeah, one of those two is super strong. I don't think wormwood's actually that strong, but very strong against parasites and very effective. Because I get the lotion. Yeah, I put the lotion on it. This is my strategy is not just taking supplements. That's actually maybe the easiest, smallest part. But it's a very important part. And timing too. I don't just take, one and done. I actually have to be up for, I don't depend on a lot of sleep, so it's good for timing. Okay, get the nasal sprays. I got this elderberry. It's probably not really of benefit. I did it because my sinuses, I'm trying to help clear those. And elderberry, I plan on experimenting with mullein. I've read about this herb, and mullein. I kind of like these tinctures now, these little droppers. Yeah, I forgot I was coming here to okay. The key three, the support glutathione, I actually got a lot that I've been taking. And then the high dose vitamin C. There's such good information in this video that if anyone actually watches it and is interested in one part of it, of anything, I can expand on it. I don't know. I can probably get to a point where, it's the good outweigh the, it's not really good info anymore. It's just noise. But, yeah, wherever I post this, because there's just too much. And then the probiotics, I can do a whole review on these things. And the different forms that I got, I got this B6, which I don't. See, and the thing I like about those, is one, it just makes things less depressing, which is important in itself. I try to get the higher quality ones, because a lot of them in those forms like to put in shit ingredients, especially gummies. Higher quality gummies cost more money, but worth it. And the less quality ones, you probably just want to take the pill. And my logic doesn't apply. So that's an actual important note. Only, enjoy these other forms if you're willing to go high quality. Because also these liposomals, they taste so good. That's probably why I justified myself to experiment with the vitamin C high dose to 10,000, because Google tries to warn you from doing that. See, sometimes I have to say out loud, this parasite affects my mind, because I have to say out loud what I do, repeat number of times, maybe 3, even 10 times, just so I remember. So, because I easily find myself take a pill, and then I'm wait a second, did I just take that pill? And then I second guess myself. And it my reality shifts, and I'm I don't know if I took the pill or not. And then I'm scared to overdo, especially if it's a herb. If it's a vitamin, I don't worry. I just be I just won't take it. I'll just take it again tomorrow. It's not a big deal. But the herbs, I try to stay consistent on, especially I don't want to not take enough or take too much. I just took the B thing. All right, that's it. So more to come.